Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in and check out your boy, P Funk. Thinking right out here in my lab. I think I got allergic reaction coming. My face is getting fat. I'm getting big lip. I gotta grab my bit of drill. So I take care of 1 second. We get this list not the way. I'm looking at myself. That's not good. But you know the deal. It ain't how you look. It's what's inside that'll hook up my people and go for the ride. That's right. Rightisms. 25 rules to live by. Storytelling. Story with a message. There's a message in my stories for life. I give life lessons. You tune into receiving them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. See if I can get through this. Professor Clump is coming. So I can't get over that. All right. Right thinking mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinker's way of life through a mental and spiritual discipline practice daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to, know thyself. You see where we're going with this? Let's get that together. So I ask the question, do you know you? You will when I get through. Yeah, that's what I do. It's rhetorical. But if you know how to answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows but knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm your spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. Yeah, that's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself and to my yacht be true. Some people ain't gonna like this because they think it may be about them. Again, if I'm putting the message out and you think I'm talking to you, I am. I ain't gonna deny it. If you think it's about you, go for it. All right, but it's all in love and educational purposes, okay? I'm a teacher. All right thinkers, let's talk about the art of knowing over believing no one knows the truth. I know a few people who have discussions about nobody knows the truth. I'm counting out that conversation. It's ludicrous, as Mike would tell you. Why? All right, let me explain to you something right quick. Hope I can make this point across. And it ain't nothing personal. Knowing thyself, aka God, that's not what makes me a sage. How I live, and that's what makes me a sage. It's the definition of how I am. Ain't the title that I'm walking around, nope. It fits the description that I set out already. I didn't start it. It was given to me by my actions. Simple. When I try to explain the difference in believing in God, which is a religious system, a belief system. Understand, stop arguing with me because you believe it. I'm not questioning or doing anything about your belief. I'm trying to explain to you, believing is different than knowing. That's my point. And for some reason, they swear or they believe and understand the definition of belief is what? Not to know. The same definition for what? Ignorant. I keep telling you they go together. Those are two things that can go together. Believing and ignorant, they both the same thing. Nothing. So if you pray, and I tell you about telepathy. Gave that lesson too. It's all up here. I'm all up here. God. Okay? If you praying, who are you praying to? God. Anybody say that? Because you believe God where? Where's God? You praying to him? Right there. Religion took God out of man and put him somewhere else that y'all think he's not in you. Big problem, okay? That's why I follow with that problem with the religious. I'm not following y'all with nothing. Y'all don't know what y'all going. If I know somewhere I know how to get somewhere. And we somewhere else. And, well, we going this way. Okay, well, I'll meet y'all there. I could care less how you get to the spot that we supposed to be rendezvousing at. Well, I got a route. I know how to get there. So if you think you know how to get to God, by all means, knock yourself out. I know there's other routes. I ain't saying I got the only route. So understand that. You got to realize other people got other routes also. Your route ain't the only one either. Hope you understand that concept. Everybody's free. Free will is your belief is yours to do whatever you want, however you want. And that's all it is. Just yours. That's why I don't give you mine. Why? It's mine. I didn't tell you what I believe. I tell you what I know. That's why I share with you. Not my beliefs. Big difference. Excuse me. But that's my point. That insight that pissing me off. But watch this. When you pray, you praying to God. The God, wait, some God that just told you up in heaven. And when you're praying, watch this. When the prayer get answered, how did the God that ain't around, whatever, how you know what the prayer was? Because he's right here. I can tell you that. And when I was ignorant, and I wasn't always intellectual, didn't know myself. Yeah, I had to what? Believe. That's all I had. But I believed in God just because I had no experience. I had to have a clue. Okay, trust me on that one. So I know it's possible. But now, I don't claim to believe in God. No. When I was ignorant, I did that. Now that I know God. Big difference. I know that for a fact. Moving on. Now, you have, for more, not most, everybody, and these people I'm speaking for that I know that have been counted, you have the right to believe whatever your ignorant ass want. Okay, I had to put that in because it pissed me off. You can believe whatever you want. That's your right. But your right ain't to push it on somebody else. Or because somebody else's belief don't coincide with yours, they're wrong. Give everybody the right and you won't have that issue. We won't even have that argument. Why? I really don't care. I really don't. We can talk about a whole bunch of stuff, but your belief ain't got to be one of them. Why? It ain't got nothing to do with me. Being open-minded. And everybody, I'm open-minded. Yeah, but as soon as something don't go where your open mind think it should go, you close it right out. Because you believe. It goes against your belief. You go like a trap. Just shut it closed. Now, cannot penetrate. Remember, my man said, when you build the wall around yourself, you building yourself in. And you think you're bringing everybody out, but you building yourself in. Forget the wall. Just be. Acquiesce. No. I can travel. I can float. I can go worship, fellowship with anybody, anywhere, anytime. That's knowing God. Why? I know God myself. You ain't do me nothing but God. We can worship together. We can fellowship. We can share blessings. But you can tell me nothing about God that I don't already know. And being open-minded don't mean that because your belief in God means you're open-minded. No, it don't. Open-minded is everyone's right. You got to be open-minded. What? To take some in. Closed mind, you can't get nothing. Closed hand can't get nothing. Open it. You can put something in it. But being ignorant don't mean you're open-minded. No. You claim being open-minded, but again, conversation or whatever you go right to what you do. Your belief system. You're open to listen to others, and because if you're ignorant, you believe what everyone is wrong except you. You're the only one right. That's the most ignorant thing ever. To believe or think that you're the only one that knows. And you say nobody knows the truth, but you know everything, but you don't know yourself because you don't know the truth. You claim nobody knows. You ain't never going to find yourself. Why? Return trip. You got a few visitors coming. They're coming back. If your mind is made up, meaning when you believe something, your mind's made up. That's why y'all can't change. Why? You believe what that book said. You believe and so whatever somebody say, do, or bring to you, make a difference. That's not being open-minded. That's being a fool. If your mind is made up because you believe, you're not really open-minded. That's a farce, okay? You're just what? You just let people talk. You just go in one and out the other. We all do it, okay? If I realize what you're saying I'm gonna let you say it. I ain't gonna stop you, but I'm not gonna adhere to it. I'm not gonna listen to it. Really, don't really care. So we all been there. But if your mind, okay, excuse me, no, I have what I know to be self-knowledge. So I know me. I could care less about you personally. I ain't gonna be disrespectful. I don't give a damn about nothing about you or anybody else. I keep telling you, stop misunderstanding. I'm a Capricorn, damn it. Check my books. I ain't got time to keep explaining myself. What? That's just how I am. They got me. I'm freaking out. Why? Because the way I feel and what I think is just what they say. I didn't know that. I know that now, so I'm just a man. I ain't got time. I have self-knowledge. I know me. I know I'm a Capricorn. And I am open-minded. Why? Because my knowledge of self lets me be open-minded. That's why I can fellowship, listen, and interact with anybody on any level, spiritually, all that other stuff. But I don't do the ignorant stuff. I'm not going to argue about a bunch of nonsense. Pay attention. All right. Now, where we at? Where we at? Yeah, right here. Now, you can share beliefs, and that's fine. But in doing so, most people, if your beliefs ain't in accordance, you got an argument. That's the difference right there. Now, the war begins, and my mother said, you can't talk politics and religion in my house. I thought that was crazy. Now, I agree 100%. Simply that. I tell you, the older I'm wise I get, the more I'm like her. And if you can share your belief, and most people claim they do, with me, and I'll listen to you respectfully. Why? I got no problem with that. It's just not, it just ain't gonna be working for me. Whatever religion you profess, knock yourself out with it. Don't try to convince me how good it is. Don't try to sell me on what it, please don't waste your time. Being ignorant of the truth, aka knowing God or thyself, is a personal problem. Every individual has the right to do just that. And when you don't, it ain't nobody's problem but yours. You not knowing God, not my problem. My job I'm trying to do is to get you to know God for yourself with what? Knowledge and understanding of self. So you can do just that. Knowing for yourself, not believing Him. I ain't trying to get you to believe in God. If your philosophy, and I'm a philosopher, but I don't want to put that there. Why? I ain't trying to compete with everybody because they philosophy. Everybody got one, like on pissing assholes. So everybody got a philosophy too. Whether they understand and believe it or not, we all do. Whether you follow dogma, religion, Christianity, right thinking philosophy, it's all their philosophy. But mine, I live. I live it. I teach it for a reason. That's why. If your philosophy is hell, no one really knows, you ain't got a philosophy. Your philosophy is based on ignorance, meaning you don't know. Don't blame everybody else. Don't do that. Speak for yourself. The truth, God, you had to find out for yourself. That ain't my job. My job to get you to help you do that. You got to do the work. And it drives me crazy. It kills me when an ignorant believer think they're intelligent. They're an intelligent person because of their belief. No! Belief don't make you intelligent. Studying, implementing, learning what you do, that's intelligent. Being a Mr. Know-it-all about everything, that ain't intelligence. Two different things. But when you're an ignorant person and they give you that intelligent or that ignorant ass intellect, that drives me crazy. I know because I listen. I have diehard believers in God from the Muslim aspect, Allah, and from the Christ aspect. So, and I love them, who they are, what they're, but I don't have to practice what they believe. I don't knock them for what they believe. I just don't believe what they believe. Moving on. And that's fine. Why? They don't believe what I believe. So why me not believing them got a problem with? So fair, balance. And they will never, because of what they believe, they will never become right thinkers. They will never master themselves. You can't master yourself through belief. A belief system don't lead you to self-mastery. It just leads you to keep believing. All right? But when your experience in life, again, that's where I'm at. Your experience, a.k.a. we call that gnosis. When you have your but God moment. A lot of people have it at near death. Don't wait for that. A lot of you got mine when I had to go to prison. Everybody has a moment when they call on God. I had a buddy, my barber, he got shot. And he called Jesus. And you can't tell him Jesus ain't God. Jesus didn't say, I'm not trying to. Oh, whoa. I would never do that, man. You only can do what you're mentally capable of. And if that's your capacity, that's your belief, that's fine. It brought you back here, didn't it? So however you call, it got you back. That's all that matters. Understand that. If I'm getting blessed because I worship Ishkabil, and you ain't getting blessed and you worshiping Allah, who God doing what? One is doing good and one ain't. Cain and Abel. It's a simple fact. It ain't a question of, well, no, it's a fact. Understand it. That's life. But gnosis is to what? Have your experience so you know by that experience. I have my God experience. I know God. I've been knowing God a long time now. Okay? My goal is to get other people to know God. Damn believing in him. I don't care about your belief. I want you to know him. And when you get that, you say, thanks. That's all I expect or want from anybody that I give this information to. The appreciation is saying, I did you a solid. That's it. That's priceless. Ain't no amount of money for that. No, don't care. Moving on. Yeah, I'm a different dude. So, being blessed, right here. If you're blessed daily, how you living? And if you're blessed randomly, every now and then, and you ain't living right. You have your moments, but blessed daily is righteous living. And those who do that, that's what happened. How the hell I get in that group? All right. When I was in high school, I just found out that I was in the top 30 or whatever. I don't do none of that nonsense. I just know I was a football player. And back then, no, I was a quarterback. I was smart. I wasn't dumb by no stretch. So all my classes were pretty much honest English. Okay, no problem. I did good. And the teacher used to make me read every day. I love that. Look what I'm doing now. Thank you, Ms. Antonella. I love that. Why? I don't know if she was trying to put me on the spot, trying to show me whatever, but she let me do my thing. And I love that. Why? I ain't got a problem with that. Most people thought football players are dumb. But my point was, I was always a thinker. Okay? And no matter what situation you're in, you should be able to work your way out of it. What? By thinking. By doing what you know. Showing it. Don't talk about it. And my man Ron, his ministry, say that and be about that. Or whatever. Yeah, but that means you got to show. That's all. And in life, God will put you in a position to know just who he is. If you do what you need to do, he ain't ever going to renege on his deal. Moving on. And those who do what they do for him know just that. That's why they do it. That's my reason. I ain't been let down yet by God. Let down a lot of time by my man. Mom never let me down. Never put that pressure on because her favorite thing is this too. Social best. She had one faith. And I expect that. I ain't got no problem with that. But you got to remember, if you're being blessed daily, that means you're doing something right. If you ain't being blessed, that means you definitely ain't living right. And if you get every now and then, like I say, you have your moments. But you live to what? To be blessed every day. Me and my pastor share blessings every day. And for the lifestyle that you live, that's proof that what? God exists. And that's the truth. For the person who do it. The person who don't, they don't understand it. So I understand. They don't know the truth. Why? They haven't lived up to it yet. They don't know. Talk a good one. Moving on. I can't enlighten them. All you ignorant believers who think you're intelligent with your belief system, I can't help you. Simple as that. Why? I know what you don't know, and I can't tell you or enlighten you because of what you believe. That's why, making it real clear. I am a sage by what? Doing, being, serving, and representing God's values in my everyday life. Never mind anybody else. I do that for myself. What I give you when I teach you is what I live by. That's what makes me a sage. I practice what I teach. I learned it, mastered it. Now I teach it. I want you to be a master of yourself. Moving on. And when you're doing this in your daily life, you don't need no temples. You don't need no orange suits, no bald heads and walk around all that nonsense. Nope. All you got to do is what? Live right. Simple as that. That's it. Yeah, that's it. It can't be that easy. Yes, it is. They make all the smoking mirrors nonsense. I can have a pretty background. I can have a nice crisp. But if the content I'm giving you ain't worth it, what the fuck? Excuse me, sorry. What the difference in having to look good? We don't do the rap. Everybody rap packages. But it's what's inside the package that's the value. It should be. If the value is more into the rapping than the value was inside, you got the wrong gift. You ain't getting a gift. You're getting bamboozled. You're getting hosed. You're getting played. Moving on. But me being saved, I represent God. Okay? And that's the point. I don't profess to be that. I live it. Other people say that. I try to show some of you ignorant believers in God how to what? Get to God or get God's blessings by not believing in Him, serving Him, worship Him, praise Him, and He'll reciprocate. Y'all just want to believe in Him and have somebody tell you about Him or have your own testimony. My pastor said, if you told him 30 years ago, that guy there who he knew would have been testimony under his prayer line, now, he's not the one with a fella. But that's what it is, and that's where we are. See? So I know where I am now. Nobody saw this coming. Ain't nobody. No, my mother-in-law, I got one. And she's blind, and she said she's seen this in me when I was 16 years old. I can't argue with her because I've been with her the whole ride. And she said, boy, you got that thing. And she's on point. Spiritually, she knows what she's talking about. So yeah, again, if you're being blessed, you know. Moving on. All right. Oh, God, Lee, I was getting the class. Sorry, I didn't want to talk too much. Let me wrap this thing up. Now, because I practice and I live what I learn, and I teach only what I know, which is thyself, a.k.a. God, for those who want to learn it, I'm here for that purpose only. Moving on. And I'm not beat or worried about nothing other than doing just that. I tell you, I'm a God servant. I live right. I'm not saying I'm a pastor. No, I say I live right. I'm serving God in my own life. I could care less. I'm just come here to help you so you can do. But I'm doing my own thing, okay? And your religion means absolutely nothing. Your deeds is what's going to be judged by. So he ain't asking me, well, what set you claiming? I come, man, I'm an army of one. Me, myself, and I. Oh, I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with. All right. I let it be known. Ain't no secret. I'm with God. I'm rolling with the big man. Now, wrapping it up. Appreciate you tuning in. I'm having fun right now. Let me close it out. Blessings only come from God. That you, my man say, of your understanding, but one you serve. Whatever you call him don't mean much to him. But you serving him is what he recognized. And your believing or your belief or knowing, being blessed, don't mean nothing. You have to do to be blessed. And you won't believe you're blessed. You know you when you're blessed. Yeah, I say, I'm blessed. I'm blessed and highly favored. If you ain't living right, you can't claim that. Moving on. And most people ain't. It's the ones who do. They had the most problem. They pray the hardest and the longest while. They keep going through the same problem. But they ain't living right. They're not getting blessed. It took me. Understand it, no. Now, if you're a believer in God, that's a good start. Again, elementary, Watson. But once you have what? Your prayers answered, that belief should go out the window. Why? You should be knowing now and knowing how to get your blessings, meaning you're going to live right. You're going to follow the tenets of Islam, Judaism, or Christianity. Don't make a difference to me, not to God either. But doing it, that's what counts. I do it. I don't claim the religion. I just do it. Now, it took me a few times to get this God blessing thing right. Trust me. I figured it out 15 years now. But I was telling my brother, every time things are starting to happen in my favor, remember my philosophy, me and my dad, wasn't for bad luck, we had no luck at all. When my luck started changing, I'm like, I ain't never been lucky. I got a brother named Lucky. I ain't ever been lucky. I done won raffle. I said, woo-wee. So, yeah, I'm all in. Yeah, I'm in. When my mother said, you all in, that means sold out. That means I know God. I ain't holding nothing back. Why? What's all back? He got all. I'm all in. Simple that. My pastor, he's a Christian. He all in. The congregation I fellowship with, all in. Okay? When I was a drug dealer, I was all in. Dealing with that guy, all in. I ain't never did nothing a little bit. Maybe that's to my detriment, but it's to my benefit now, so it works. I'm wrap it up again. I'm sorry I take it so long. I have a relationship with who? My God, the God of my understanding. And you got your God. I got mine. Now, what you and yours do, between y'all, me and mine, we got ours. Why? Because we are what? One. I know that. I am one with the one. So when everybody else start to realize who they are, who they one with, we'll all become what? One. Everything is on the one. Wrapping it up. George told me that 50 years ago. To know, again, to know is God, is to have had your own God experience. The mystical experience, that Kundalini ride, that's all God. Everybody put it in different scenarios, different analogies, but it's all the same thing. Okay, the spirit got to be woken up. All right, and when you make it, when you have that experience, it's only because you did it. It could have been an action by accident, but when you living right, doing right, it ain't no accident. It knows. It just started doing its thing automatically. They try to teach that concept. And wrapping it up, I had my own God experience. That what I know I am, that I am. I know who I am. I know I'm part of the great am. Okay, the conscious. Quick definition of God. Stop humanizing God. Nope. God is spirit. That's the life that's in us. And consciousness. That's what he give us to be ourselves, to know ourselves. That's what he give you to what? To make it back home. Those are two tools you need in the physical world to get out of here alive. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. That's it. Right thinkers. May you all live to be 100. Me, 100 minus a day. So I never know that my right thinkers have passed away. And we know how that go. Only thing goes is the body and the ignorant ones. I'll be back. Appreciate you.